Now, fellow Kenyans, have you ever wondered or have you ever asked yourself why some of the pastors normally becomes the national headline? Like every moment you must hear that this pastor has done this one has done this. And have you ever asked yourself what normally happens when ministry, business and politics collide? I remember there was a time that I was asking this question. I used to ask this question that what is normally the relationship between ministry and politics? But right now, I'm going to add the third one. What is the relationship, what normally happens when ministry collides with the business and politics? What normally happens? Now, in this video, I would like us to look at one of the controversial bishops. That is Bishop Mark KARIUKI, who is a spiritual leader in this country, a known spiritual leader in this country, also a businessman, and at the same time is the who is at this and the center of one of the biggest church-linked land scandals. Before we get deeper into this discussion, fellow Kenyans, I would like us to listen to Prophet PHRONESIS, because he has a message that is passing. There is a prophecy that he gave. I think that is June 16th of what was going to happen to Bishop Mark KARIUKI in September. That is last month. You know, we are in October. So the prophecy was supposed to happen in September last month. And actually, the way he said it, it happened. It's only that it didn't happen in the exact day that he gave the prophecy, but it happened within the span of that period of that month that he said it. I want us to listen to him, fellow Kenyans, and then I come back so that we can continue with our discussion. Listen to this.
Bishop hearing, I keep on hearing, Bishop Mark KARIUKI, put your house in order. I keep on hearing, Bishop Mark KARIUKI, put your house in order. Put your house in order. Whatever you do, the information is up to you. God gave a responsibility in the Kenyan church, but chose to be afraid and respected by men. 4th September, the trouble will be so much. It will be on a Thursday. That's what the Lord told me. And the matter will be so grievous, it will catch the attention of other Kenyans. There is this bishop in Kenya. He's cut off. And his influence, it's a man. His influence has been cut off. And the Lord said, you have held the Kenyan church hostage for a long time. Your influence and manipulations are cut off, and so are you. So put your house in order.
Now, fellow Kenyans, just a quick reminder that before we get into this discussion, let me just quickly remind you that if at all you're meeting for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to drop me your comment in the comment section, tell me what you think and where you are watching these videos from. If you're within the country, you can tell me which part of the country you're watching from, and if you're outside the country, you can as well tell me which country or drop me the flag at the comment section so that I can also know where you are coming from. And the main thing is subscribe, because by subscribing, YouTube will always notify you when there is a video that we have uploaded as Bonita Media. And also, fellow Kenyans, I'm still requesting you that I'm planning to buy equipment for the studio. I'm planning to do something different, something new, so that at least we can have good sound and everything whenever we do interviews, because I want to major into this I want to meet these men so that we can hear from them directly. I've already seen your messages, people like Sylvester, people like Fox. I've already seen. Thank you guys, thank you, God bless you. Asanteni sana, God bless you. I know that there are still people who are coming. Please keep on coming, and I really appreciate you guys for what you are doing. I have a good team here that I know can never let me down, and that is why I have this request on you guys. Let us now talk about this issue. I want us to start by asking ourselves this question, that what normally happens when church leaders now fail to focus on the main thing, that is the ministry, and they get into business. It's not bad to do business. It's not bad to do your other things, but now anything that is involving pastor with the congregants. I'm sorry to say this, but let me just say, yeah, I'm not sorry actually. It's not sorry. It's just something that I know. I'll not mention his name, but there is one pastor that I really love. He normally say that as a man of God, as a pastor, whenever you have a congregation, don't ever do anything that is going to bring to cause conflict between you and the people that you are leading. Like for instance, usiwahi kopa washirika pesa. That is number one. Number two, usiwahi kubali kukopwa pesa na washirika. That is number two. Number three, any business that inakuhusisha na washirika, achana nayo. Achana nayo kabisa. Not in a bad way, but for that, just for that respect. Because, you know, there's a way you are supposed to be respected or to respect others. So, usijaribie we mwenyewe. That is what it normally says. But now in this video, I want now to show you the proof. I want now to prove for you what it meant or what it normally means by saying that. I want to tell you this, that Bishop KARIUKI, that is the bishop of Deliverance Church in this country, grew his church into a national network and is widely recognized in Kenya's charismatic scene. Everybody knows that. But then, long time, public figure who's also participated in real estate. Now, this is now where the problem is coming from. Now, is a long time public figure who has been participating in real estate and housing promotions. I'll not talk about his marriage and all that, but then now this is now we call it the hook. Now this is where the main controversy, where this is now the controversy. Bishop KARIUKI involved himself with this estate known as Imani Estate, is found in Ruiru land, whereby there was a lot of problems with the Ruiru land case, and this is what it said, that the church of KARIUKI was linked, the church links entities as slots plot in a development, and then often marketed to congregants. Questions later arose about rightful ownership, for forged documents, and whether some sales were legitimate. And then that is now people were asking that, are this thing really legitimate? Hizi vitu ziko ni kweli zinafanyika ama nini? And then sometimes later, after quite some times, the buyers of these estates, buyers of these lands. Remember, this one is a real estate, and of course, real estate deals with lands. Now, the main people that now buys these lands are the congregants. You see? Now, washirika wake ndio wananunua haya mashamba ambayo the title deeds are questionable. You know, you have to pay. Hata kupea kwamba sawa wewe ni mshirika wake, now you will be given land and then you pay later. You pay, you are given the land and the title deed. But then you realize that the title deed that have been given are fake. Tuendelee pole. The buyers who are often church members were sold plots associated with an estate project in Ruiru. Later title deeds were declared invalid and courts found the chain of transactions problematic and fraudulent. Umelipa, kishalipa baadaye mnakuja napata kwamba yale the plots that were sold for you are fake. Pesa imeenda, nobody can return the money. Already you are done the transaction. So who is there to return the money? Nobody. And then the use of investigation reports, and there was a recent courtroom coverage to all, whereby all these things were happening. They were taken in court and all that, you know. And then there's also this issue of production queue, whereby there were sales, marketing materials, and then a lot of issues, the invalid title deeds. But then I was like, if these people knew, if what was there nobody who could have raised a question? Because one thing I do believe is that before you buy land, there was one that I was following up somewhere, and before we could finish up everything, this is what happened. You have to have your lawyer, you have to do the inquiries and all that, every process. You have to make sure that this plot is clean. You know, there's what is known as a clean plot. So we had to make sure that this plot is clean, so that whenever when you're doing the transaction, when you're buying the plot, when it's clean. The lawyers there. There's an agreement. There's a mutual agreement between the buyer and the seller, whereby you have to understand, you have to dig deep and know the background of the seller before you, the buyer, you buy the land. That is what I was told by the lawyer, that before putting your money in this is what you're supposed to do. Make sure that you dig deep and understand, know very well this plot. You must know the plot number. You must know the area where the plot is. Does it have any problem? Is there, when you go to the Ministry of Lands, ukienda kwenye Ministry of Lands, is there any problem? You know, every county has got the land, the office of the land. So ukienda kule, ukijaribu kuangalia the plot number, because you must have the plot number. So when you're looking at the plot number, lazima kuwe na hapo boundaries nini. You have to be told that a plot, perhaps maybe it's number A something 1111. That is just what I'm saying. It's not that is my plot number. Utaambiwa that this plot, it seems that it has been having issues, and then now you'll be told that the original owner of the same plot. That is what normally happens. So you have to dig deep and know the original owner of the plot before you buy. Now, the reason why I brought that issue is because of this thing that these people, these congregants, they were just buying land in the name of we trust our pastor or what. So or it's because now you have money, you want to look for a way of spending it. Now you have to spend. It's so annoying, eh? It's so annoying realizing that the plot that you are buying has got problems. Let me read for you. There is something that one of the guys said here. You know, this issue has really imetikisa watu sana, and a lot of different people have really talked about it. Let me just read for you something here that was said by one of the Kenyan citizens. This is what this guy said. Let me just read it for you. Give me a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, this is what the guy was saying. That Mark Kariuki is one of the biggest conmen we've ever had in the history of Kenya. Unfortunately, he always escapes the authorities. Deliverance Church had a pyramid scheme in 2007 called Desi, which almost sent our parents to Sayuni. Some died due to shock after Mark Kariuki disappeared with their money. Nobody has ever been arrested or prosecuted in what remains the biggest fraud ever recorded in Kenyan history. Almost 20 years later, the same man is caught up in another fraud by the name Ukombozi Sacco, which has seen investors lose over 10 billion Kenya shillings in just 1 year. But I'm told lately the pulpit conman has been testing Sayuni's Wi-Fi signals that is now out of pay. Let me just finish reading. Signals from a distance without success while battling an unknown disease. Now that one has got no meaning. Here China ina maana sana. What I wanted us to understand is this. Let me just reread this. The Deliverance Church had a pyramid scheme in 2007 called Daisy, which almost sent our parents to Sayun. Some died due to shock after KARIUKI disappeared with their money. Nobody has ever been arrested or prosecuted in what remains the biggest fraud ever recorded in Kenyan history. Almost 20 years later, the same man is caught up in another fraud by the name Mukombozi Sacco, which has seen investors lose over 10 billion Kenya shillings in just 1 year. Is this not a fraud? There is this guy who is trying to defend, but he's saying that you got it wrong. It was Desi, not De. It was Deki, not Desi. George Odinga Donde was the proprietor of the Ponzi scheme, not Bishop Mark KARIUKI. Bishop KARIUKI only encouraged church members to invest since Donde was born again Christian, and possibility of him conning was minimal. The rest is history. Now, let me say this. I want to say this without fear of contradiction. And that's why I started by saying that, right now doing business with when you're meokoka, it's becoming difficult. Because you never know kama utaoshwa ama hautaoshwa. People run from watu wanakimbia kutoka nje wakienda makanisani wakijua kwamba pale ndo kuna watu ambao wanaweza wakaaminika. And I concur with there's the one guy, I can't remember the preacher, who was saying that I don't know whether it's Pastor T or who was saying that employing Christians is normally very difficult because wakati ambapo anapaswa kufanya biashara yeye anaongea barabara, is speaking in tongues. But we have to accept that in as much as maybe we are speaking in tongues, in as much as we are doing all these things that we are doing, at the end of the day we have to give kuna sehemu ya mwili. Let me say that. There's a part that kuna kasehemu ambayo unapaswa kufanya kama mwili. That is why God gave us brain. He gave us brain, but he didn't tell us how to use it. So it's up to you to decide how you want to use your brain. Whether you want to use it in a negative way, that is up to you. That is why God cannot come and tell you that now the time has come for you to marry. No. Mungu hawezi kuja kukuambia sasa wakati umefika uko na pesa sana, sasa wakati umefika unapaswa kununua gari. He can't tell you. He can't. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with the brain that you've been given. So kusema ya kwamba sasa tuliambiwa na bishop kwamba tununue ploti kwa hiyo mtu kwa sababu ameokoka, that is a lie. It's either of the two things, this thing that I want to say. It's either the bishop himself and this guy were in a collaboration. There is something that they were doing. That is why he was convincing his church members to buy land from this guy. So that after buying land, they do their own things. I don't know. Number two, maybe Bishop did not know what was in the mind of this guy. But you can't tell me that you don't know what is the person's mind and yet ploti zinafungwa kwa sababu zimeuzwa illegally. Hiyo ni uongo ya mchana. Hiyo ni uongo ya mchana. Now, it's not just about the issue of biashara, mashamba na nini. Bishop Mark KARIUKI has also engaged sana kwa Kenyan politics. Remember back in January, wakati ambapo mabishop wahubiri walienda State House, Bishop Mark KARIUKI alifokwa sana kwenye mtandao, whereby he was being accused of taking pastors to State House, and akasema kwamba ametusiwa vibaya sana. Something that really triggered people, and they were like, nyinyi si wahubiri, you are liars. You see? And also he has been on the forefront trying to tell young men or young people to make good use of the Hustler Fund. So all in all, fellow Kenyans, we have to agree. We really have to agree that sometimes getting public support, it's difficult. And also sometimes being you is easy. I'm saying that being you is easy because utaipuka na mambo mingi sana. Lakini usiwahi taka kufanya kitu kwa sababu unaona wengine wanafanya, sasa wewe pia unajiingiza hapo. I think what is happening is this mentality of kukuwa na mali. Hiyo ndio nafikiria kwamba inafanya mambo mengi yanaharibika, and that is why you find that even good people are messing up. So I have got 5 questions that I want to ask you, and then you'll answer me at the comment section. Question number 1. Whenever you see a church scandal video, these are the kind of things that you need to ask. Like right now, these are the questions that I want us to ask ourselves. Number 1, what primary evidence is shown? Question number 2, are victims interviewed on camera and are their claims corroborated? Number 3, does the accused get a chance to respond, and is the response shown fully? Number 4, are there conflicts of interest? Pastors, prompter, sales agent? And the last one, what is the legal outcome or exit? Because do we have the court order or the court rulings or what? Those are the kind of questions that we need to ask ourselves. And we have to understand that you see this story. The story of Mark Kariuki is a story of more than just one man. It's about an institution, an institutional trust. A church is an institute. So the mixing of spiritual authority and commercial ventures, and how it's being amplified, the best and the worst at that maximum, it's kinda complicated, and sometimes you can fail to understand what's going on. So I would like you to tell me what you think. But my thought is this: until institutions improve transparency, viewers should demand evidence-based reporting, not clickbait. I repeat, it's going to force the institutions to improve on the transparency, if at all they still want people to trust them. That is the only thing that I can say. That is the only thing that I can say. As I give you time at the comment section, please to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and also don't forget to share this video, because by doing that, that is the only way that you're going to get more videos, and you are going to be notified, and the channel is going to grow. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface. Bingo.